Welcome to Websites for Beginners. This is JP with the feature on Ultimate Add-ons for Elementor, and we're looking at the multi button. Now, there are a few widgets. Every time I see them from add-on packs, I cringe because who needs another audio player widget, for crying out loud? And the button is also one of those that I really have a lot of questions around, because every developer brings in their own button and it slightly does this and it slightly does that, but it doesn't really outperform what Elementor's button can do. This one is different, and I'm just going to show you those differences, because if you quickly look at the page, you can see everything looks like a normal button. And there are three things about the multi-button that makes it stand out from the standard Elementor button. So we search for multi-button, multi-pass, Lilo multi-pass, right? You know which movie that one is from. And immediately you see you get two buttons next to each other. And how often don't you need that? But then if you look here on the left, you will see buttons and you will see there's a plus add item. And then out of pure curiosity, you click on it and lo and behold, it adds a third button. And boys and girls, you can just keep clicking, duplicating, and we can get button sickness, right? So that's the first thing. You can have inline multiple. It's not dual buttons. It's multi-buttons. It truly is multi-buttons. And that is horrendous. Let's just load in a new multi-button. Right, so that's the first thing you can say that makes this widget stand out from the rest, is that you can have more than one. The next feature that I really like about it is that you can allow it to stack. So if you go under styling and you go here, I think spacing, you have the stack function. Now, usually you will have stacking happening automatically when you go into mobile view. But this is what I like about it, is that it does not automatically stack. Often the button isn't that big for mobile that it warrants the buttons to be stacked. I like it to be adjacent to each other, but here you can stack it on. You can say from where on you want to stack it, working top down. You can stack it here on mobile. You will see it works like that. If we go to tablet, and then if you want it from tablet onwards, and now on mobile, it will also be stacked, and even as high as your desktop level, you can stack it. And what that can do is, if you want to drag it into something like this, you can drag it in a column over here, and it never wants to do that when I am busy with the first. You guys can go check this out. Is it only me? But why, when I have a widget in my top section, there it just said it and then it does it. Typical, right? So if you have that, and you can do this. If you were to have maybe like a scheduled brochure that you can download, you can put it now. I can put it there. Close my navigator, close it out. That is very nice. Okay, the other thing that I also want to point out to you is, you will say, ugh, but look, all these buttons are the same. Be not afraid, Matthew, because if you go to the first button and you click here, you will see that each button can be designed separately. That is just awesome, right? And let me just close out this window here, background. Okay, so now I've even given that a hover. That is really great. So you can style each one differently. If I take away the color for this one, let's go to design. Let's make the text color this one. And then for the background, we remove it. See, good. You can have all of that nicely, very nicely done. And you have the normal styling options over here. For the size of your button, you can also have hover animations. That's really nice. Pop it out, and all of those that you are used to. Wobble top. Ooh, nice. Let's see another one. Buzz out. The animations will apply to all of them. So those do apply universally. And then for your styling, you have the styling for all of that if you want to style them uniformly. And then you have the spacing, which again, if you don't want to have the stacking, let's remove the stacking, and then let's drag. Let's see if we can drag it back to the top. Now you can also remove the spacing between the buttons under your styling, and then they can be nice adjacent buttons. You have to type in 0 otherwise, and then you will see those little corners there. Go up to your styling for your border radius and type in 0. Great. Now you have those buttons next to each other. This is the multi-button, short and sweet, and I think this is something that I would prefer using than the standard Elementor button, because I often have the need for 2 or 3 buttons adjacent to each other. This works perfectly.